Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Please
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Sit. Disha, you are already a deputy collector.
Sir.
What does a collector collect?
So, we have, so RCs are the ones which we collect, which are the revenue certificates.
Jaga?
So, these are the revenue certificates which we are supposed to collect from people, those who have not paid their dues.
What do you?
So, if any person has taken some amount of loan,
From a bank?
yes, sir, from any bank, or
If I have taken a loan from a bank, will the collector's office collect that loan from me?
no, sir.
Then?
So, if any person he defaults to pay their loans, so bank kind of they seize their property, any property or any valuable assets.
Okay. What's the role of the collector there?
So, the RCs are issued on the name of the collector. So, these are the RCs which we collect from them periodically.
But as a collector, don't I collect something even in the normal course?
Sir.
Not only defaulters, normal revenue, don't I collect? If I do, what is it?
So,
All right.
sir.
In some places, the person is called a collector. In some places, it's called a district magistrate. In some places, it's called a deputy commissioner.
Sir.
What's the difference?
So, district collector has been used since old times.
Sorry?
So it has been used since the post was created after the independence specifically. So, but district magistrate was improvised when district collector gets power under CRPC, and there we use the word magistrate. We get several powers.
And deputy commissioner?
So, deputy commissioner, so can I make an educated guess for this? So, deputy commissioner is used when he actually heads the entire district or the department.
So doesn't a district magistrate or a collector also administer the entire district? Deputy commissioner, deputy to whom?
So, deputy to the commissioner. So, commissioner is actually at the head of the chain in the hierarchy in the district. So, deputy commissioner.
Any state with the commissionerate system will have a divisional commissioner, and a district magistrate will be a deputy commissioner.
Sir.
So how did you miss the obvious?
Sorry, sir.
The word collector came much before independence. In fact, when this post came into existence in the 1700s, it was first called the collector.
Sir.
In 1700s, why was he called the collector? What was he doing? In fact, the collector function was the most important function of this person in the 1700s. What was he collecting then?
So, I'm not very sure about
Are you
this,
a probationer or are you a full-time? Probation is over.
sir.
So what are your functions?
So, I'm currently posted as subdivisional magistrate in Deoria, where I was very recently transferred. So, currently I head my Tehsil Barhaj there, and so my first work is, sir, which to access my powers which I was given under the Revenue Code 2016, where, sir, I see the sections as Section 116, Section 12.
Does UP have a board of revenue?
Sir.
What do they do?
So, Board of Revenue is at the top of the hierarchy in the revenue department. All the revenue-related decisions and revenue-related work is conducted and processed from the Board of Revenue. So we have been, we get directions and various government orders from there, which we access in our daily course.
All right, my last question. Geography is optional.
Sir.
Now, when I divide India into geographical regions, they are very obvious.
Sir.
Gangetic plain, desert, mountains,
Sir.
etc., plateau, ghats, coastal. If I ask you to subdivide North Indian plains, further subdivide, how will you categorize them?
Sir, in North Indian plates, we have several subdivisions as Bundelkhand Plateau. We have Baghelkhand Plateau in the Bundelkhand Plateau, which covers the areas of Uttar Pradesh and MP. Along with that, sir, Baghelkhand Plateau. So, and then we have the Chota Nagpur Plateau in the direction of east in our country. Sir, along with that, in the regions of Himalayas, and there we have the Terai belt, which covers.
All right. Last question, answer quickly, because you mentioned Terai. How do you distinguish between Terai, Doon and Duar?
Sir, Terai, Dur and Duar, sir. Sir, Doons, sir, they are created when a river, which comes from the Himalayas, it creates a region of depression there, and
Done. Duars?
sir, I cannot recall the Duars.
Where are Duars found?
Sir, Duars are found in the eastern
Done.
regions.
Thank you.
So my father is working. So LIC being as one of the most important public sector in our country. So recently the level and efficiency has been at the prime charters of our government. So recently, sir, the recruitments has increased, which has been taking place at several posts from lower to the top, which is somewhere contributing in the efficiency. Sir, along with that, the government's sorry, sir, I'm not very well aware of this. Sir, I will go and look into it, sir. So as an IPS officers, we are given the responsibility to look into the law and order of the district and the overall per se into the nation. So my contributions will be at first in my probation, in my training days, I will properly learn my So as an SP, I will properly monitor all the circles of my district where all my COs are posted. I will be monitoring them very efficiently. Along with that, sir, I will have a proper coordination with the district magistrate for the law and order situations at various festivals and timings when it is most needed. Along with that, sir, if I'm posted in a in a city where there is commissionerate system, I will have to contribute more per se in this direction, because I will also have to take initiatives when it comes to sudden issues and problems there, such as districts in Noida and Lucknow. So, to improve the image of the police, sir, I think interaction at the local level is very, very important. So, when it comes into the lower chain in the hierarchy, sometimes sensitization into the officers at the lower and ground level is very important. So, involving local people as local intelligence unit and other people from the gram, from the city and the villages, this can help build a overall coordinated and well-connected system. Along with that, sir, a proper use of the social media handles, which has been recently been done in our several states, can help people directly connect to police. People generally fear the police because they think that they do not reach on time, or they do not. Their problems won't be solved. So, but if we assure them that with several initiatives as 112, 1090, we are there for them and handling their and catering to their problems, I think it will lead to. So, getting rid of corruption is not at once possible. It is a very complex problem, sir. But a proper monitoring and vigilance along with from the top hierarchy can be a very possible step in this direction, where periodic meetings are being held, and also the top officials as the SP and the additional SPs, they become accessible to people, as people can come and tell them about the things they have. So, contributions from Make in India has been progressive. So, if not at So, number one, at various states level, the inclusion of the percentage of manufacturing sector into the GDP of the state and the country has increased, especially when it comes to Uttar Pradesh. So we have around 25% contribution from manufacturing sector. So also Make in India invited a lot of investment. So recently the Global Investment Summit was held, and we had the groundbreaking ceremony in Uttar Pradesh. We invited around 40 lakh crores, which the major chunk went to the manufacturing sector. So number three. Good afternoon, sir. So definitely there is an enhanced level of cooperation when it comes to the same party government at center and state. So but in our constitution we have a federal structure, and it is a prime responsibility for center state relations, where we coordinate and implement the policies at the national as well as on the state level. So coordination and cooperation is a part and one of the important values of our constitution. So discrimination as such, there are several states which are doing very good. As Rajasthan, we have different party government, but the progress of the state has been better in education aspect and in health aspects. So I think there is a coordinated approach is more required when it comes to. So can I answer this question with an example? So I was posted in Azamgarh last year, and the ODOP of Azamgarh is the Nizamabad pottery, that is the black pottery. It has a GI tag, and it is also internationally acclaimed. But the problem, sir, starts when there are packaging issues. We cannot send the pottery to other states, other districts, especially out of India, because it breaks very easily. So to improve the cultural ties and take the cultural heritage of a small district of UP to next level, I can work in the transportation sector here. Sir, along with that, we have a very good initiative under NRLM, which are self-help groups. So there are several initiatives at their level, as making agarbattis from gundula grass. Sir, in Deoria, there is this Cafe Sakhi. They make this very innovative step as chai pio kulhad khao, where they make kulhads from edible products. So taking steps where I can connect them first to the district properly, then to my state, and then taking it to the next level. It will give them a proper value chain and connect them to the global value chain at the end. Sir, Universal Civil Code brings a more equitarian situation in the country, as there will be uniformity in the laws, and several religions won't be governed by their personal laws. Sir, aspects as removal of the halala system when it comes to personal religion of specific parts, halala system, and sir, then as we saw in the Uttarakhand UCC bill, they also approved live-in relationships, but with proper protections from women. So women who are harassed and not treated well under the live-in relationships, they can also go to the police and get protection legally. So definitely they are part of our fundamental rights, but giving them proper protection and a uniformity throughout our country, it will give them a proper foundation and base to and important provisions to go to the police, local police, and the courts at points.
Okay, good afternoon, Disha. Yeah, is Gorakhpur one of the smart cities?
No, ma'am.
No? Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it is.
Sorry, ma'am. I'll definitely go and check.
And how is it going to contribute to the 1 trillion economy of UP?
Ma'am, Gorakhpur, being one of the most important metropolis of the eastern Uttar Pradesh, has a high scope of contribution. Specifically, when it comes to the urbanization of the city, recently the development of the city has taken a huge pace. Along with that, ma'am, the capital infrastructure is taking a huge hit in the city, which brings people from all the nearby districts to the city, making it a hub. Ma'am, most importantly, the tourism of the city has taken a new roads with the Buddhism circuit there, which is in the nearby Kushinagar. It is giving, as well as, ma'am, the Gorakhnath temple in the city and the Ramgarh region. It is also giving new entrance and arenas. Ma'am, industrialization into the city as the recent.
How will you see the revenue growth? How will all this contribute to growth in revenue, growth of GDP, like to get to 1 trillion?
Ma'am, these initiatives will create good job opportunities as more people will be a part of the economy and they will contribute to it. Along with that, ma'am, capital infusion brings new linked opportunities for people, and it also invites a good private sector investment at a lot of regions.
Okay, what about opportunities for women, increasing labor force participation? Do you see that also as part of the plan of increasing GDP?
Definitely, ma'am. In our recent budget, our female labor force participation was around 37%. This gives a push, especially when it comes to Gorakhpur, increasing the female labor force participation, not just in agricultural sector, but also in textile and apparel sectors and in pharmaceutical sector. This gives them new opportunities.
Is it higher than the rest of UP in Gorakhpur?
Ma'am, it is one of the highest in eastern Uttar Pradesh, but the western Uttar Pradesh has a higher female labor force participation rate.
Let me just shift track now. Your hobbies is podcasting.
No.
What do you podcast? What subject? What theme?
Ma'am, I have a channel named Book of the Day on Spotify. I review books which I find interesting.
Which one have you reviewed recently?
Ma'am, the last book I reviewed was Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl.
So what did you say in your podcast? What did you find in that book what stood out for you? What was special about this book?
Ma'am, my podcast is generally divided into 3 parts. The first one caters to the summary of the book. The second one is what I find to be most appealing and motivating for people. And the third one is what we take out from it at the end and can use it in our daily lives. So, ma'am, in this book, the most important thing which was said by Viktor Frankl was one who has a why to live for can survive anyhow. Ma'am, he was...
Yeah, no, I know who he was. Okay, thank you.
All right. ये बताइए, you have given dance as one of your hobbies. Which dance?
So, I have taken training in Kathak for 3 years.
Very good. So what's the subtle difference between the dance forms of Banaras Gharana and Lucknow Gharana?
So in Lucknow Gharana, we pay more attention to the bhav paksh and the hastaks, our hand movements. So, but when it comes to Banaras Gharana, there is a lot of emphasis on the foot movements as when there are generally when there are 4 movements required, we keep 6 feet movements.
Kathak is supposed to have the fastest footwork in all the Indian dances, of all the Indian dances. Which international dance form comes closest?
So can I make an educated guess? Sir, I think it's the flamenco.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. It is indeed the flamenco. Okay. There's something which we hear, classical dance forms of almost ancient, not ancient but middle, between ancient and middle history, classical dance forms and Kathak. Why the difference? Say Mohiniyattam or Kathakali or Bharatnatyam. Okay. Even Manipuri is later in its import, and versus Kathak. What can you explain it in about half a minute so I understand the difference?
So the most unique feature of Kathak, it has assimilation of a lot of cultures. It was a dance form of North India where a lot of intervention from during our medieval times took place. So it ingrained a lot of Mughal culture as well, as we have salami, which is a very introductory part of Kathak.
Enough. So it's a part of the Mughal culture import and lots of influence. What is the classical dance form? How is it different?
So when it comes to classical dance forms, sir, as dance forms Bharatnatyam and Odissi, they have few common features, as the knees can be bent in them when we are performing them. But when it comes to Kathak,
No. Okay, go. Let me give you a hint. Where was the Kathak usually performed? And where were these classical dance forms usually performed?
Sir, Kathak was mostly performed in the courts of the Mughals. Sir, these dance forms, the genesis of these dance forms has been from the temples.
Start from there and you'll build the rest. Okay? All the best.
Yeah, all the best.
Carry on.
Yeah, bye.
Okay.